Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I asked what this reading was going to be about. About. And I was told taking a chance on something different. This reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers. Also for those of us who find ourselves on this channel without any Piscean anything. You're probably an empath and you're probably needing messages from your soul. Okay? So, I found my other cards. Oh, no, let me be honest. My husband found my other cards. So we're going to be mixing things up today. It's not going to be the same old, same old. All right. Let's see where this reading will take us. Let us see. We're about efficiency today. And then I have my kitty cat deck for confirmation. Nothing like kittens to guide you. Okay. Ooh, it's been forever since it feels like it's been forever since I've used any of these cards. Let's see how this goes. All right. Let's pull a couple from here. And then my handy dandy notebook. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's I don't know if it's hilarious to you guys, but a lot of the sounds that I make are from children's shows. A lot of the songs that I sing, just, you just got to roll with it. I told you guys I'm a mom. You know this. All right. Ooh, card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. Pisces, there is this thing that's been going on with you where you haven't been speaking your needs regarding, whatever it is that you need to speak up on. And it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand. Someone has gotten far too accustomed to being able to treat you however way they want. And that's just not how things should go. That's just not how things should go. Okay. People need to treat you with a certain level of respect, and you need to enforce that. I'm not talking about arguing. I'm talking about making it clear through energy, through your words, and through your actions. For example, if you'd say to someone, if you do that again, I'm leaving. If they even begin to consider doing it again, you need to leave. And that's just that. That's just that. We're not going to do this thing of like one more chance. Maybe they didn't hear me. Like, I told you, no, I'm gone. I'm gone and I'm going to stay gone. And that's just how it's going to be. Okay. People need to begin learning causation and effect, and you need to begin being their teacher regarding causation and effect. Um, and with that, it's like, if this is someone who you are romantically interested in, especially, this needs to be something that you do, because we are teaching people how to treat us. We are the ones teaching them what is okay and what is not okay. Now, me saying, I'm going to leave if you do this and this. Obviously, things have to be appropriate for what the situation is. Say someone keeps joking around, right? Someone keeps joking around and you don't find it funny, say something. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to leave. That was an elevated example. But there has to be real causation and effect that's taught to people. Not just because you are positioned to be like a teacher type of energy for them, but because you deserve peace. You deserve internal peace. You truly do deserve that. And sometimes, excuse me, Sometimes what we allow other people to do around us, to us, is an indication of the lack of internal peace within us. So there needs to be some sort of, observation within yourself of like, okay, what's going on with me? Am I just being sensitive to things? And there's nothing wrong with you being sensitive, but there is something wrong with allowing that sensitivity to cripple you. Okay. That's not an indication that you're broken. To me, that tells me that you haven't quite yet um, looked deep enough into yourself to see what it is you want from people, what it is you want and need from the people in your life. So that means you need to take time to see that, to determine what that is. Card number 15, big bold vision. Now, a lot of the Piscean empathic vision for future things, for connections and all of that have a lot to do with accommodating other people. It has a lot to do with catering to the demands of others. You are not a victim in this. Okay. You're not a victim in this. If you're saying, yep, yep, and you're really, really resonating now, I'm not saying you're a bad person in this, but I am saying you're allowing this. A lot of Pisceans, a lot of empaths, we establish these types of dynamics with other people. And for me personally, I found that when I used to do this regularly without intending to, it had a lot to do with my insecurity that if I'm not overgiving, then you have no need for me in your life. And if you have no need for me in your life, then you won't allow me to stick around. So it had a lot to do with me trying to create a dependency without realizing that that's what I was doing. That is a trauma response. And part of the way that you resolve that trauma response or begin the process of resolving it is to begin only giving, only providing, only being as present as you feel comfortable with. And when they begin to show you that that's not enough, you can allow yourself to have a natural, normal reaction to that. I'm not saying confrontation. I'm saying don't tell yourself that you're being too sensitive. Don't tell yourself that, like, oh, no, it's just a misunderstanding. If you need to know if it's a misunderstanding, if you really think it's a misunderstanding, ask them outright. Like, I'm sorry, do you mean this, or this, or do you mean something else? I'm not too sure what you mean. I'm not too sure where this is coming from. So that way they get an opportunity to uh, make clear to you where you stand with them. Baby, don't be afraid of losing people who only want you around for your benefit because of what they can benefit from you. Those are not people that you lose. Those are people that need to be rid. You need to be rid of them. Okay? Don't be afraid to lose those type of people. I promise you. Billions of people in this world, you will find others who can and will love you as you are without any gain from you. There are people like that who exist. Don't be afraid of losing the wrong people. That's not a loss. That is a weight lifted. Don't be scared of living, of being fully present in your life, allowing yourself to truly feel and be clear in your feeling, be clear in your communication. That is okay to be clear. Sometimes you'll begin to experience things with the people who you thought loves you. You thought they love you because they've said they love you, but their actions tell you that they just find life more convenient with you around. And if that's the case, let's not do the blame game. Let's go ahead and assess, did I establish this? At what point did I establish this? What types of behaviors did I exhibit that established this, and how did I sustain it? Okay. Yes, that's what I did. This was the time. All right. I'm not going to do that again. And sometimes as you go through this process, you'll begin to understand like, maybe it was never really a friendship. Maybe it was never really love. Maybe it was something that, just like how we make up stories of people don't like us when they actually do. Maybe we're making up a story again of how we are horrible and we are to blame and everyone is like this. That's cognitive distortions. If you look up information on CBT, not CBD, but CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, you'll begin to see all the ways in which you have been distorting the situation with your thoughts, overgeneralizations, um, all of these like really distorted beliefs and feelings regarding situations. You have one circumstance that doesn't pan out the way you want it to, and so you begin to tell yourself and really really commit to this belief that you mess everything up, nobody loves me, this and that. That's not true. When you allow yourself to believe wholeheartedly these distorted thoughts that erupt from agitated traumas, what ends up happening is you begin to seek out the type of people who can continue to maintain these types of toxic connections. So the problem is not really you or the person or the world. The problem is distorted thinking, and you're bringing to fruition that distortion, seeking out the people who are willing to play this game with you. Does that mean they're bad? Does that mean you're weak? No, it just means we need to reassess and become very, very clear within ourselves who we are and what we're doing. That's it. All we need is clarity. That's it. That's it. A lot of the depressive type feelings that I used to feel that were totally crippling. Oh my gosh, that had a lot to do with very distorted cognitive behavioral things, like, these beliefs that no one likes me. I am so annoying. I can be annoying. Am I always annoying? No. I make things awkward. Sometimes, yeah. Am I always making things awkward? No. When do I make things awkward? When I feel awkward. What makes me feel awkward? Well, I can feel when people are already prejudging me or they're heavily analyzing me to look for flaws, to look for things to pick on me about, to look for ways in which they're superior and I'm inferior. And that is my response because I don't know if I should defend myself, speak up for myself, be quiet, if I'm imagining things, if this, if that. And so what needs to happen? Because a lot of us go through these types of things. What needs to happen? Well, you need to make a decision. For as long as I've known myself to be struggling with that type of decision, I will not allow myself to be in that type of environment. I'm extremely selective of who I'm around. But people will think I'm stuck up. Oh, baby boo, people have always thought I was stuck up. I've heard that my whole life. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Why is it not very often that I dull myself up? Because I don't want to deal with that. When I actually dull myself up and dress myself like a fully ripened woman, um, yeah, no, I feel awkward. I feel awkward around people because I feel them judging me. I feel their thoughts. I feel all of that. I feel all of that. And then people might tell you like, "Oh no, Emmy, you should never, you should never modify yourself for other people." I'm not modifying myself for other people. I'm modifying myself, my aesthetics based on my comfort level. You see that there? I'm not doing it for other people. I have a very clear understanding. Other people don't have to modify themselves and their beliefs for me. Why is it extremely rare for me to show my cleavage? Even the top portion. Why is it extremely rare? I've always gotten negative attention because I have extremely large breasts, even as a child. If I don't want that type of attention, I don't want that type of attention. And if I know human behavior, then that's just human behavior. What can I do? Do I modify my entire environment or do I modify myself and remove myself from certain things? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can't cover big boobs. You just can't. You can't cover big boobs. And I'm not going to sacrifice my spine to curve myself up like this and try and hide the fact that I have big boobs. I can never hide that. Not even in baggy clothing. I can never hide that. So if I've done what I've done where I'm not dressed provocatively, and this is just my logic for myself, okay? If I'm not dressed provocatively and you're still being a pervert because of the parts of me that I cannot hide, now I have every right to be nasty to you. I have every right to assert myself within my space. I have every right. Sometimes people will send disgusting pictures and just disgusting shit into my inbox. And one of the ways that I would just shut that down immediately, sir, is there anything on my profile that tells you I am starving for the attention of males for sexual attempts? Go find someone else that's starving for that type of attention. At no point is my cleavage showing. At no point is my pictures done in a way that is clearly intention is seduction, sexual stuff. Like go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else before I publicly embarrass you. We have to make decisions that position us to be able to defend ourselves if it's necessary. You don't have to engage everyone. You just don't. It's well within your right to be very, very selective of your time, your energy, your space. That's within your right. That is within your authority. Okay? Allow yourself to be cognitive of the ways in which um, you are setting yourself up for certain types of experiences. Now, I'm not about victim shaming. I'm really, really not. I don't feel it's okay for people to think that they have a right to any part of you just because of your aesthetics. On the same side of that, if you are going to present yourself in a way where it is a lot easier for people to single you out, humans are very basic life forms. They really are. They really are. You know, it would be very disempowering, very, very disempowering to try and make it a point to completely modify your entire external environment to suit your internal insecurities. And that's that. That's that. The reality is this: your aesthetics is designed in such a way to either showcase or hide specific traits. Your figure, your breast, your legs, your face, your hair, whatever it is. It's either designed to showcase or hide it. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. That's like the case of the person who never showcases their beauty, but they feel like no one thinks they're beautiful. Well, baby boo, haven't you spent your whole life trying to hide how beautiful you actually are? Have you not spent that entire time hiding your body, not showcasing your face? Like, but we don't have to wear makeup to please other people. Oh, honey, I don't wear makeup for other people. I love makeup. I wear it based on what I want for myself that day. That's all it's based on. We have to stop modifying our behaviors simply based on our attempt to manipulate other people into perceiving us in specific ways. I can dress ultra feminine, like ultra feminine, and I have masculine AF energy. I still don't look like an easy victim. Same note, I can move my body in a very feminine way if I want to. I still do not present as an easy victim. And you see how that works there? It's all about the energy of what I believe. It is all about the energy of what I believe. And my energy tells people in my environment, I'm not going to take your shit. I'm just not. I distinctly remember being 18 years old, maybe 19. I think I was 18, tail end of my 18th year. And I was wearing a micro mini skirt. Micro mini. With like, I don't know if it was like 12-inch heels or what. And I distinctly remember one of my guy friends who worked in the same mall as me was like, "Dude, you look hella feminine, but you hella like present like a dude." And 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 nothing. They were just they weren't necessarily making fun of me. They were just sharing this like thing that they couldn't understand. Like, how could I be so feminine yet so masculine at the same time? It's not my problem. You don't understand. It's because I'm a whole being. I'm a whole being and I'll be whoever and whatever I am. I don't need anyone's permission. I don't need anyone's agreement. I'm just going to be who I am, and you're either drawn to it or you're not. And if you're not drawn to it, I won't hold it against you that you have poor taste. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, I won't hold it against you that you're drawn to basic ass people. That's fine. I'm not basic. I'm not basic. And that's the thing. That's the draw, is that I'm never apologetic for just existing. At what point in your life did you begin to apologize for being alive? Find that out. And you'll find out the year that seed was planted, that seed of insecurity. Was it since childhood? It's usually in childhood, usually before you're 5 years old. That's usually when it occurs, because by the time you're 5, your personality, the person you are for pretty much the rest of your life, that's formed. That's now formed. And the rest of your life from that point on, it will begin to create nuances within your behaviors, within your character, within all of that. Unless something seriously traumatic or seriously profound occurs, you're pretty much formed by the time you're 5. By the time you're 5. When you're made to feel as though you are a burden to other people because you make things more difficult, because you're this, because you're that, because you begin to internalize that. You begin to believe that that's who you are. I promise you that's not who you are. You're allowing people who have never dealt with their traumas, their insecurities, with their exhaustion to tell you who you are. How many of us have parents who got a full night's sleep, um, were very, very pleasant? June Cleaver. How many of us have that? How many of us grew up with that? A very, very well balanced adult who is highly cognitive of the effects of their words. And, how many of us have that? I know for damn sure my parents were extremely exhausted my entire childhood. I know for damn sure. And for the first several years of my life, my mother was a single mother in a third world country. Thank God I had a yaya, which was a relative, who just adored me. He thought I was adorable. Could do no wrong. I distinctly remember one time he said he was gonna spank the shit out of me because I was but he never actually did. I don't remember ever being spanked. I do remember being treated like a little doll. Mhm. I do remember that. I do remember people being very tolerant of my attitude just because I was a little spicy little mofo. I was spicy as a kid. Third world country and, I looked like a little doll, and I was spicy AF, and they thought it was hilarious. And that's what formed who I am right now. That's what formed me. Thank God. Thank God. I think I was just surrounded by males in my first few years of life because I remember my uncles. Um, my yaya was a man. It was, I think, my mom's uncle? I'm not sure. It's like a family, it's a relative. I called him Lolo Del. No, yeah. What? I don't remember anymore. Yeah, but eh, thank God I grew up the way I did. And all those years that would have been spent to really drill into me all of these other things, my parents were always working. They were always working. So I was left to my own devices. Thank God for that. Thank God for that because now you're not going to tell me what to do, how to think, how to feel. I own my life. And every additional trauma that I experience as an adult comes from a decision that I made, an option that I chose. And we have to begin really just realizing these things, causation and effect. We're not thinking about how things make us feel. We're consistently trying to be logical in an illogical world. The logic of the world is extremely illogical. Please, please. You want a different life? You want a different outcome? You have to stop abiding by the laws and rules like social laws, not legal laws, but societal norms. They're not normal. They're not normal. Even within most of our lifetimes, okay? This started, I wanna say, in the '70s. In most of our lifetimes, they started a program that specifically attacked and destabilized the family unit. It happened more in specific, communities than others. The destabilization of the family unit was the key. It is the key to all of the things that are going on right now. When you exhaust the parent and there's only one parent and they're being crushed by the weight of the financial obligations of even the most meager existence, the children suffer. You do this for enough generations, people forget how to be human. They enter into this place of glorifying the ugliness of the dregs of society. We have Cardi B over here talking about bragging about, seemed like it was bragging. I don't know. Maybe it's her trauma talking. I don't know. But I do remember there are existing clips, audio clips, if not video clips of her talking about how she would sedate men and then rob them. That's not good. That's not good. And then that video clip went further to say how she's like defending her sharing of this because she's, allegedly trying to help others, according to her, help others see that she had to do what she had to do to survive. I don't know that you had to do that, but I also don't know that you realize you had other options. When you don't know there are other options, you then begin to believe that that's your only option to play into the roles that society tells you to play into. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Society tells me I should be passive, that I should exist as a fetish. No. Society also tells me that I carry no worth and my beliefs are invalid if I don't have the alphabet after my name. No. That I have literally nothing to offer society if I don't put myself into massive debt as a grown child by going to college. No. No, I refuse. I refuse. Does that mean I'm not educated? I promise you. I audit Ivy League courses for self-enrichment. I do, for free. And if I wanna prove this, I pay 50 bucks and I'll get a certificate to show that I've audited and successfully mastered the course content taught by Ivy League colleges. edX. edX. It's sponsored by quite a few different Ivy League colleges. When I say audit, that means you can take that class. It's a distance course. It's usually recorded lectures with, um, specific written content. And then you can take the tests. And, if you score beyond a certain percentage, then you've mastered the content. And if you paid that $50, the professor will sign off that you successfully completed this course and mastered the content. Or don't pay anything and it's free. My son became a sound engineer through UC Berkeley doing this. He works within the industry. Many of the musical sounds, the beats, he's a producer. They're created by him. Yeah, yeah. These, like, hip hop rappers and, whatever other performers, they know him. They listen to his music. He doesn't have a college degree. He became a sound engineer and producer when he was 13. But no, that's because your child's a genius. He is. Technically, he is, but it's also because he has a parent that tells him, "Listen, you are responsible for your life. If you're not gonna listen to me and you wanna be an adult, you need to start fucking acting like one. Conduct yourself like an adult and I'll treat you like an adult. I don't care what age you are. If you wanna be treated like an adult, act like one. You're responsible for your education now because you don't wanna listen to me as a teacher. So now I'm coming to you as a parent. You better come up with a plan. You have 48 hours to show me an educational plan that you created for yourself, or I'm putting your ass in public school." And it just so happened, as like, by the way, it was on the news last week, one of the students shot another student in school. I was pissed. I was pissed when we had that conversation, and I told him just like that. I promise you by that night, he was like, "Mom, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry." I found this program. He's the one that told me about edX. He's the one that told me, 13 years old. He's the one that told me. He found that program and he said, "This will satisfy my high school credits along with college credits." Okay, perfect. Pick your courses, make sure you satisfy all the requirements. I'm going to treat you like an adult now. If you want to be treated like an adult, I will treat you like an adult. But you fuck up, that's on you. And you will catch the wrath of mom. And he succeeded in his life. He doesn't need to conform. He doesn't need to, have validation from other people. And I keep telling him this, fuck everyone else. Do what feels right for you. If you want to pursue music, you do it. We'll support you 100%. If you want to go into medical stuff, you do it. We'll support you 100%. What do you want? What do you want? We're here to simply support you. And how many of us have had this? How many of us have had this type of parenting, this type of support where you know, like they got me. They got me. Whatever it is I need, they got me. And he doesn't ask for things all the time. As a matter of fact, it's very rare for him to ask for things. He tries and earn things on his own. And it's like, dude, let us know if you need something. How many of us have had the opportunity to have that kind of security? How many? And if you haven't had that, how do you even know what that is? But here's the thing. You're an adult. You're an adult now. You have enough power within yourself and your life to choose to watch videos like mine, where I'm not going to coddle you in the way that other people would coddle you. I'm not going to tear you down unnecessarily, but I'm going to be fucking truthful. I'm going to call you out on your shit. And it's up to you whether you want to accept it or not. Do you know how powerful it is to choose to be in that type of environment where there's a potentiality you're going to be called out on your shit? Privately, of course, because I don't know who's watching. It's you calling yourself out on your own shit. But here's the thing, the shit is the very fertilizer that will grow you. You just have to know how to use it. You have to know how to use it. You have to know how to integrate it. You are an adult now. Be your own parent. Allow yourself, really, really allow yourself to recognize where you are. No one else has to know. This can be your own little process. It can be your own private process. No one has to know the places of toxicity you're currently living within yourself. You do, though. You need to know this, and you need to begin recognizing where these things stem from so you can begin making the decisions that will help you exit these places. Just exit. Exit. Exit that place of toxicity. The only thing that has bound you to that place is your mental shackles. Have you ever seen the picture of the horse that is like the halter or whatever the heck it's called, the thing that you pull on to guide the horse while you ride it? It's just wrapped around a folding chair. It's mental shackle. You wrap it around something, the horse knows it's not going to go anywhere. It just has to stay there. That's a mental shackle. I have a 100-pound bully pit. She's not a pit bull. She's a bully pit. What does that mean? That means she's extra wide. She's extra muscular. It's crossing basically, I think like a Staffordshire Terrier with an English Bulldog. She's like massive. She won't tear down a baby gate. This thing was rickety. One of the places we were at, the baby gate, like if you just push it, it'll fall over. And she's scared of our cat. She's scared of him. She won't do nothing to that gate. She never knocked it down, not a single time. And he would just sit there in front of the gate and just look at her like a total a-hole and just look at her like, what you gonna do? And she would be, like, yelling, barking really loud, like, "Somebody save me." She coulda easily knocked down that gate and gobbled him up. Easily. She never did. Why? She's conditioned. She knows a physical barrier like that, you do not touch that. If you knock that down, you're gonna be in big trouble. We're gonna be so disappointed in you. And it's not even that, "Oh, we're gonna beat you." No, it's like, "I'm gonna be so disappointed in you. How dare you touch the gate?" If you tell her something like that, oh my god, she's so heartbroken. She's so heartbroken. If you tell her she's ugly, oh my god, she's so heartbroken. If she's gonna do something that you don't want her to do, you just have to tell her, "Don't be ugly. That is ugly behavior." And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And she's shaking like, "Oh, Lord, I don't wanna be ugly." Mental shackles. Mental shackles. How many of us exist in this way? How many of us? How many of us have continued to maintain those shackles throughout our entire lifetime, our adulthood? Honey, those shackles are not locked. Take it off. Take it off. Let your skin and your soul breathe. Just take it off. Undo it. Take it off. It's not even locked. Press the button that unlocks it, that opens it up, and just set it down. And see that's where most of our problems are. We don't know what happens after we do that, so we're afraid. You're not going to blow up. You're not. Other people might blow up because now they can't control you, but yeah, no, you're not going to blow up. You're not. You're not. I promise you. You're going to set yourself free and you're going to see how powerful you are. And sometimes in that process of rediscovering your true power, you have to experience a sense of failure. It's the juxtaposition of the opposing polarities of failure and success that help you to understand how successful you actually can be. It's the juxtaposition. That's all. You're experiencing the polarities of a singular plane of existence so you can understand the totality of the potentiality of that plane. You don't know what the light is until you experience the darkness. And if all you've ever done is live in the light, you become light blind. Whatever it is that you experience as your norm, that is what you personally will have the least appreciation for. All of my abilities, that is my norm. That is nothing like brag about what? Other people can do this stuff too. And I've had so many people over the course of how many years, no, Emmy, other people can't do this stuff. No, you're not like everyone else. But yeah, I am. I have my insecurities. I have my struggles. I have my good days. I have my bad days. I'm just like everyone else. Do you know how many people have tried to convince me that I'm not? Do you know how long it's been that I've been working to understand what the fuck do these people mean I'm not like anyone else? I already feel like I'm not, but like, what do you mean? I'm trying to be like everyone else. And now I'm finally coming to a very, very personally powerful place of, you know what? I'm not like other people. Even in the spiritual communities, even in the energetic working communities, I'm not like other people. And, that's okay. I still don't feel like I'm better or worse. I'm different. That's okay. This is still my norm. This is still me just doing whatever I'm supposed to do as is based in what my soul guides me to do. And that's just that. So I'm not like other people. Who cares? You know how healing and freeing that is to finally get to this point where it's like, I'm not like other people. And really, what the fuck does it matter? I found my tribe. Y'all are my tribe. And so I'm not like other people, you're not like other people. The reality is, we're all so very different from each other. It's just some of us are more adept at playing normal as is defined by society. We're all so different. So then, in that sense, I'm normal. I'm just like you. I'm different from everyone else, just like you, just like everyone. We're all so different from each other. And you will forever have people who will try and convince you that you have to be this, you have to be that in order to. No, I don't need to fit in. I don't want to fit in. You don't want to fit in? No. It's because you think you're better than everyone. No, it's because I finally accept that I'm so different. But again, I digress. You're so different too. You're so different. So then what's the problem? There is none. There's no problem but the ones we create within our own thoughts. No, Emmy, that's not true. There's problems. Really? What's the problem? Well, I think blah, 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 blah. Okay, so think differently. If your problem is your thought about something, think differently. See it differently. But I can't lie to myself. Who said I was telling you to lie to yourself? I'm telling you to look at it from a different angle. It's still the same situation, seen from a different perspective. Stuck in a parking lot for like 5 months, something like that. Stuck in a rundown RV for several years. That wasn't a problem. Everyone kept trying to tell me that was a problem. That's not a problem. That's freedom. What's the problem in that? That's freedom. I don't like the area. I go to a new one. Freedom. For a year, an entire team of medical professionals, specialists in their field, had been trying to convince my brother he's dying. And they said it was a problem that he refused to listen to them telling him that he's dying. Motherfucker ain't dying. I'm just saying, I feel like he's in a place within himself where it's like he's preparing to live even more now. That wasn't a problem. It was a major fucking inconvenience for him for the past year. I was worried AF. I was concerned that at some point he might be wrong about his belief that he is in the process of healing. I mean, when your heart function goes down to 7%, when the medical professionals are telling you you got between 3 days to 3 weeks to live, when every conversation is about you need to tell your family that you're terminal, you need to have the death dinner talk. It's a little concerning. It's a little concerning. Like, shit, he might actually die. I'm not going to say that though. I'm not going to say that because he doesn't want to believe that. He's aware of the severity of his health, but he refuses to identify as a terminally ill person. Oh my God. The effect of that refusal to conform. It's fucking powerful. He single-handedly showed me just over the past couple months the power of belief. I've always believed that your belief is powerful. It's what creates your reality as you experience it. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. There is this video that I have on my Emmie Evolving page on Facebook. I'm getting like I almost cut off the tip of my thumb. This whole thing would have been missing had the knife not got caught in my nail. That's what stopped it. And I had to go to the ER. I'm allergic to epinephrine, and I don't know if I'm allergic to lidocaine. I think I am. I don't know. But I told them that, yeah, no, you got to clean that shit and stitch it with no medication. I could feel what he was doing. How did I sedate the pain receptors? Thought. My thoughts. Your mind is a bioenergetic machine. It's the processing center, that middle ground between physicality and energy. It was designed to be able to rewrite, repattern, reprogram standing scalar waves, which is the fabric of this reality. I told myself it doesn't hurt, it's just inconvenient. It's uncomfortable. And in that video recording, it's a really old one, it's several years old. I'm asking the ER doctor, like, "Is it, like, weird for me to be asking all of these questions and be recording it?" He goes, "No, that's not weird." What's basically interesting, though, is the fact that, um, your pain tolerance is so high that you're just so basically level, you know? Do you know how they clean a wound? Usually, they'll numb it first, but if they don't numb it, they use pressure injection of saline. Yeah, yeah, you can feel that. The nerve endings are exposed. They're exposed. I cut it pretty deep. It wouldn't stop bleeding for a few hours. All the nerve endings were exposed. It was already inflamed. So extra pain. It should have been extra pain. It's just uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable. I'm not just telling myself that, I'm believing that. It's uncomfortable. It'll be done soon. It's just uncomfortable. That's it. It's nothing to worry about, nothing to be afraid of. It's just uncomfortable. The only thing guaranteed in this life is change. Eventually, the situation will change. The discomfort will go away. He'll be done. Once he stitches it shut, the nerve endings will no longer be exposed. It'll just be uncomfortable, but no longer exposed. This is temporary. You'll get through this. Don't worry. Damn, now it hurts. Yeah, no, that's normal. Go back to the belief it's just uncomfortable, which I did. And the doctor was weirded out. He was weirded out because he's never experienced someone who can do this. Why? Because we all believe in the limitations that society tells us. I've torn ligaments in my knee. Do you know how painful that is? It's just uncomfortable. Secure it, stabilize it. Anchor above the knee and below the knee. Do not bend that knee again, not until it's stabilized. It's just uncomfortable. How many of us are so averse to discomfort? Because society has told us the goal of life is to have an easy life, a comfortable life, no pain, no struggle, no drama, no this, no that, all of the things that actually add to your character and your experiences. This is also true for pain and childbirth. All of my children, except my oldest, because he was sunny side up, but it didn't really help, I was completely unmedicated. For my oldest, I got an epidural like maybe 10 minutes before I started pushing. It didn't do shit because he was sunny side up. Sunny side up babies, if you guys don't know, when they engage into the birth canal, obviously head down first is the right way, the preferable way, the safest way to birth. And their face is supposed to be facing the floor if the mother is laying. He was looking up, he was facing up. And when the baby faces upwards as they traverse the birth canal, their head has a tendency to get wedged in the pelvic girdle. He was wedged for 27 hours. The pain of that, I could feel his face pushing on my pubic bones. I could feel tearing. Yeah. Before he even came out. All the other kids, um, 0 pain meds. Even stitching me, 0 pain meds. It's not to say it wasn't painful. It is to say my belief in that time, in that painful period, if you can commit to this, it's gonna be done soon. If you can commit to this is evidence of how much your love can empower you for your child. Do it for the baby. Prove to yourself how much you love this baby. You can do it. Oh shit, it hurts. Okay, just gonna be done. Give it another 5 more seconds, 5 more seconds, 5 more seconds, 5 more seconds. Through every contraction. There's 5 more seconds. It's almost done. It's tapering off. It's tapering. No, I wasn't tapering off. That shit wasn't even on the chart anymore. It was off the charts. Literally, it was off the charts. Literally off the charts. I don't care. I'm not a chart. I can handle everything my life sends my way. Might be painful. I might cry. I might scream. I grabbed on the hospital bed rail so hard I dislocated my shoulder. It's okay. We'll pop it back in. Birth the baby first. Am I any different than you? My eyes look like they were bleeding, chest up, broken blood vessels, and contractions you wouldn't believe. Same story. I burst every single blood vessel from my belly button up. Both my eyes were bloody. Doctors didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had purple freckles all over my entire body. Yeah, purple freckles across my entire body from my belly button up. And it'll reabsorb. Yeah. I also burst capillaries in my eyeballs. Yeah, no, it's fine. It'll heal. The human body is an amazing thing. It will heal. It will heal. You will heal everything you've been through. You will heal, but first you have to clear the wound. You have to clear the wound. You can't allow whatever pus, whatever aggravated traumas, and clear it out first. You have to let it breathe. Clear out all of the rotten stuff. That's part of the healing process. And then society tells you, oh no, you can't air your dirty laundry. If you don't like seeing my clothes on the clothesline, why the fuck are you in my backyard? Why are you in my backyard? Because if you don't like seeing that, go to your own yard. Go to your own yard. You guys have to give yourselves permission to process your life in whatever way you need. Whatever way you need. What you want wants you. You want to heal? Your soul wants you to heal too. But you continue to not allow yourself to receive whatever it is you're needing to receive, whether it's messages, whether it's situations, whether it's this, whether it's that. If you don't let yourself receive it, it's not going to be able to help you. Excuse me. Follow your own rhythm. Do it on your time. But here's the thing. Don't waste your time by dragging it out. And how do you do that? You hide it from yourself. You hide what you're going through from yourself, from the people who can hold space for you and just let you feel safe as you process. Do not hide your pain from yourself. And trying to drown yourself in that pain is hiding the truth of your ability to overcome that pain. It's one thing to allow yourself to experience the totality of your feelings, your emotions, your experiences. It's another thing to try and drown yourself in it. You don't have to punish yourself in that way. You won't drown in your own energy. You're just holding your breath. So, what's that mean? That means inhale the light of your truth. Stop listening to those distorted thoughts that are technically lies at this point. If it's not the truth, then it's some form of a lie. Maybe some of us need to tell ourselves that. When you start getting hard on yourself and attacking yourself because this and that, um, that's a lie. It still hurts, but that's a lie. I gotta stop lying to myself. Anything that's not fully true is some part lie, including distorted thoughts. Are your thoughts distorted? Have you allowed the words of other traumatized people to live rent free in your spiritual house? Evict that shit. See, you're not working or walking towards a resolution for yourself. It's okay to take a break, to have a seat, to momentarily pause, catch your breath. That's okay. But don't confuse that pausing for your end destination. That's not where you belong. Pausing in that dark space of distorted thought, that's understandable. But that's not where you belong. Okay? You've you've refused to allow yourself to be inspired by life, by people, by your history. You have a history of depression? You know what that tells me? That I'm broken? No. You have a history of depression. That tells me you fucking overcome this shit how many times? How many times have you had episodes of depression? Oh, but it's a lot, Emmy. It's like 5 times. Okay. So you've figured out how to beat this shit 5 times. Do it again. Do it again. But it's not that easy. Nothing I said was about it being easy. I said do it again. But last time it was okay. So do what you did again last time and then modify it for this time. Do it again. But no buts. No buts. The only thing that comes out of buts is bullshit. Do it again. Well, I've been depressed. Right. However many times you've had depression, you've overcome it. But I keep going back to it. Yeah. So you could practice overcoming it again. And that's your process. That's like an athlete saying, here's a case in point. I don't remember which brother it was. It might have been Nick or Nate. I don't know. So my brother's really close with him, and they're his friends, and yada yada yada. They're his clients, and I remember distinctly there was a fight, a pay per view fight. One of the brothers was fighting, and they stopped the fight because the brother's eye, one of the Diaz guys, his eye got split open again, and I distinctly my brother was like, "Eh, this is a bullshit call because everybody knows like." The skin there for him, it just keeps splitting open. It's no big deal. He can still fight. And it's like this thing of he's still fighting. They ended that particular match, but he's had matches after that. What a waste. What a waste. If he would have been like, well, no, I can't go back in the ring because my eye keeps splitting. My eyebrow keeps splitting. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I think it was I don't know which one. I don't know which one. It was one of his friends. I know it's one of the Diaz brothers. Yeah. Have you seen how MMA fighters, they have that cauliflower ear? It's all, like, traumatized. It looks like a cauliflower. They wear that as a badge of honor. They're like, "Fuck yeah." No, bro, that's not a fucking hat. It's gonna obstruct your ear at some point. But that's the thing. They still get back into the ring. Are you a fighter? Are you a fighter? Are you a warrior? Because the truth of a warrior or a fighter, they don't fight themselves. They fight the insecurities. They fight the reasons that they can come up with to give up. But they never, never fight the truth of their ability. They just don't. They just don't. They make these decisions based on what they need. It's not about comfort. It's about what is necessary in that moment. What is necessary? What will bring you to your top level performance? Silence? Obscurity? Those two things are different. You can create silence within yourself with other people present. That's powerful. Obscurity, you're hiding from even yourself. That's not what you were made for. Choose something different. Release a dark wound. Let love live. You have to have faith in your process. You have to allow that faith to ripen into a sense of knowing, a gnosis. I've been through depression so many times. If I ever go back there, I'll come back out again. Me experiencing another episode of depression later on in life is not evidence that I'm broken because I keep going back there. It's evidence that my soul is deconstructing some sort of, I don't know what, inside of me. Something that's outgrown its purpose. It needs to be deconstructed and those pieces reused for a reconstruction. And that's it. Yes, enlightenment is a destructive process. No, enlightenment does not involve self-hatred. Doesn't involve that. It's the undoing, the uncoupling of those bonds, trauma bonds. And there will be people in your life who will not want you to undo the trauma. Ooh, building atoms. This is part of the reconstruction. Ice in reverse. Like you have to exit that emotional, energetic winter. Ooh, depth in reverse. This is telling me you need to stop existing in the shallows. You have to stop being afraid of your depths. You will not drown in your own energy. That's like a child in utero. They're still in the womb. They are in utero, yet they are afraid of first the birth, secondly, drowning in their own amniotic fluids. Has a baby ever drowned in their amniotic fluid? I mean, barring a prolapse of the cord, barring wrapping around of the cord around the neck, but that's not even drowning. They're hardwired into the mother. The mother provides everything. It's when that's clamped. I'm wondering if some of us are gripping onto our umbilical cord because we're afraid of our existence, and that's what's causing you to feel like you're drowning. You are hardwired into that energetic spiritual mother. Let go of the cord. You won't drown. It's a confined space. You won't drift off into oblivion. You are safe. Hidden away in yourself, that's the safest place you've ever been. But you're going to get to a point in your journey where you need more than just to feel safe. You need to be allowed to explore. You need to be allowed to stretch out, use your limbs, use what your mama gave you. Companionship. Some of us are just pushing everyone away. It's in reverse. We're pushing everyone away because we're afraid that they'll see us in our process. We're afraid our process will be inconvenient. Inconvenient for whom? That's the real question. wildness and electricity, allowing that truth to free flow through you. Just allow, allow, allow. Okay? Growth. Plants. Plants are not concerned by the opinions of others. A plant cannot thrive unless the environment provides all that's necessary for it to thrive. Card number 7, Grand Provoker, Grand Cross Provoker. Your life is provoking you to grow. It's provoking you. It's instigating growth. The more you fight it, the more difficult it becomes, because guess what? Emmie versus Emmie still means Emmie's beating herself up. And regardless which Emmie wins, Emmie's also losing. So stop. North Node, life's purpose. What if this is a period where you're entering into the purpose of your life? And in order to do that, your life as you know it must first cease to exist. That dark night of the soul, that deconstruction of your perception of who you are, your limitations, all of this stuff. You guys, I've been through several ascension cycles. You feel like you're being destroyed. See, what I used to identify as depressive episodes, coming into the light of my truth, I recognize now that was not depression. That was a symptomatic presentation of my ascension cycle. The deconstruction of myself as I knew myself to be, because who I knew myself to be was nothing but a conglomeration of other people's perceptions of who they needed me to be, who they wanted me to be, who they were forcing me to be. That's got nothing to do with who I actually am. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I promise you, nothing at all. There will exist people who need you to be an easy victim. I don't give a shit. There will be people who exist who will need you to be their hero. Sorry. There will be people who exist who just need to witness you in your process. By all means, come to the front so you can better see. I'm in the process of deconstruction. It's going to look painful. It's going to be messy. Promise you it's worth it. It's worth it. Let me show you how worth it. I will go through my process without hiding anything so you can see we always make it out the other side. We always make it out the other side. And the other side is a precursor for another side and another side and another side. We will go through this for our entire lifetime. Every single time I will elevate and deepen my acceptance of myself, my purpose. None of it is a waste. All of it brings me closer to that place I call home within myself, the truth of who I am. All of it will require change, a change in my attitude, my perception, my behaviors, my coping mechanisms, everything, all of it, all of it, all of it. All of it is valid. None of it is unnecessary. I need all of it. And now I'm no longer afraid to go through it. I'll go through it. I don't know for how long. I'll always make it out the other side. So Virgo, I analyze, and some of us might be channeling too much of that Virgo energy of overanalyzing. That's how you mess yourself up. Overanalyzing creates opportunities for you to distort what you're analyzing, especially when the emotions are that intense. Card number 43, lunar eclipse, change. An eclipse is about shining light on the things that have been hidden. And when you shine a light on what you've been hiding from yourself, you then open yourself up to the potentiality of change. If you're so miserable in your life right now as it is, what is so bad about the change? It carries with it the potentiality of no longer being miserable. So embrace that change. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to learn. I gotta go. My team says so. You guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. turn on that notification bell and join me. Join me later. I don't know when I'm live again. Probably tomorrow, maybe today. I don't know. If you subscribe, you'll know. Thumbs up. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Bye, everyone.